Welcome back to Canada's Blonde Moment. Everyone, and welcome back to Canada's Blonde Moment with TJ and Chrissy. Now, guys, today we've got a case that is as chilling as it is baffling. Okay, this happened like 5 days ago. It involves a teenager who had perfect school attendance and a double homicide that has everyone asking why.
That's right, TJ. We're diving into the case of a 17-year-old Nikita Kasap, a Wisconsin teen now in custody after his mother and stepfather were found murdered in their home. And get this, TJ, he was found 800 miles away in Kansas, cruising in his stepdad's car with the family dog,
Well, thank gosh she had the dog,
right?
right? Yeah. Okay, but what? Okay, Chrissy, this story is straight out of a crime thriller. Like, how does a kid known for never missing school suddenly vanish for weeks and turn into a fugitive? We really need to break this down.
Absolutely. So let's rewind a bit. Last week, police in Wisconsin did a welfare check at the home of 35-year-old Tatiana Kasap and 51-year-old Donald Mayer. No one had heard from them in days, which was not normal at all.
No. And then when the cops got inside, boom, a gruesome discovery. Tatiana had been shot, and Donald had a massive head wound. But their bodies were covered with clothes and blankets, like almost like someone wanted to hide them but didn't really know how.
Yeah, and the biggest red flag, their 17-year-old son Nikita was gone.
Hmm. Now, this,
And and they do say, now this is interesting that he covered them with clothes and blankets. They do say, if you watch the crime shows and stuff,
yeah.
that when people do that, it's because they're close to them and they
Oh,
want to cover them up.
okay. That's yeah. I mean, especially if it's only them that lived in the house, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now then this is though where things get weird a little bit. Okay. So as we know, he's like, this perfect kid. I mean, don't we all wish that our kids never miss school? This boy never missed school. Turns out
Okay.
he hadn't been in class for weeks. And then when police finally caught up with him, like you said, he was 800 miles away in Kansas.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And in his stepdad's car with his stepdad's gun and their dog.
Right? Like
Yeah,
he's like, "You know what? I did it. I'm gonna grab everything and we're gonna go." I mean, do we know if dad's in the picture? Like, is he heading towards dad? Like, we have no idea where he's going and why he needs the
mm,
gun, right?
right.
Right. And being
Exactly.
17, I mean, you're not fully mature. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of scary. And then let's not forget that when the police searched the vehicle, they found the shell casings, both of his parents' driver's licenses, so he took those, and more ammunition. So what was he gonna do next?
Yeah, that's a lot of suspicious stuff for someone who hasn't been charged with the murders yet.
Yeah.
It just does not look good.
No, and then here's the kicker. He hasn't been charged with murder, like you said, not yet anyway. But right now, he's facing charges for stealing the car. He's got theft of property. Um, he had he had a few other like minor violations with it, but nothing close to what he will be facing
Right,
back, right?
right.
At all. But let's be real, Chrissy. Like this is looking very bad for this young 17-year-old Nikita.
I agree. I agree. It's almost like law enforcement is taking their time. They're just making sure all the pieces are in place before hitting him with the big charges. They don't they don't want to scare him away, and it's amazing how they throw these charges at people, especially being 17. He's probably very naive as well and thinking, okay, I'm only going to be charged with this. And then they have those special law enforcements that come in and they can read people just by talking to them. Okay, he's lying for sure,
Yeah, but
or
then
he's telling
here
the truth about
he
that.
he's considered a minor still, right? He's under 18.
Exactly.
So does he have
Exactly.
to, he'd have to have without his parents. I mean, we don't know if dad's in the picture or not. We don't know too much. Like I said, this story just dropped like 5 days ago, and they're still looking into it themselves. But he's going to have to, I guess, lawyer up. Like this is a lot. I remember being 17. You know what I mean? This is a
Yeah.
lot for a
That's
17-year-old.
absolutely.
But then, Chrissy,
Absolutely.
once those charges drop, like there's no coming back from it. Will he be charged as a minor? Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's hard to say. I mean, they might charge him as an adult. We'll just have to wait and see what happens there.
Yeah.
So that brings us to a bigger question. How often does this kind of thing actually happen? Because as shocking as it sounds, teens killing their parents, it's not that rare.
No, it really isn't. Like, so we dug into some numbers. You guys, over the past 5 years in the US, more than 300 teenagers have been charged with killing one or both parents. Like, that's an average of about 60 cases per year.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Now compare that to Canada, where the number is dramatically lower, only about 15 cases in the last 5 years. So we're talking 3 cases per year.
Like, that's a huge difference. But,
Huge.
but what is it? The gun laws? Is it cultural? Uh, parenting styles? Like, why?
Uh, I mean, we can't ignore that access to weapons play a role. In the US, guns are way more accessible. And in a lot of cases, these crimes are committed using a firearm from the home.
Yeah, that is
It,
true.
it needs to, it, they need to yeah, it's just the whole gun law in the States is just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, but then, I mean, we look at it here, it goes from one extreme to the other. Like they're banning
Exactly.
all of our, you know what I mean? You've got
Exactly.
open, fully, or here, none. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But even when you take guns out of the equation, there's still something deeper happening in these cases.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So what actually pushes a teen to murder their own parents? A lot of these cases share common patterns: abuse at home, mental illness, or just pure resentment that builds over time.
Well, yeah, and then you've got the cases where there's like no obvious reason at all. Like
At all.
from the outside, things seem normal. And that's what makes the Nikita Kasap case so unsettling right now. This wasn't a kid with a known violent history. If anything, he seemed like a straight-laced student.
Right? It makes you wonder what really goes on behind closed doors.
Oh,
Like,
right? Sometimes we don't want to know, you know?
no, no.
But then we have a justice system too that can also swing this around. This could just be they grounded him from his Xbox. I mean, you never know. And then they turn it around to, the parents aren't here anymore to defend themselves. Oh, I was, assaulted. You know what I mean? Like so many things
Y-
that are gonna come out
Yes.
now because there's no proof, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
There's
Exactly.
gonna and it's hard for us, like, as parents, it's hard to always say, there can't be that many bad parents out there. You know what I mean? But there are. I'm
Yeah.
not saying
It's
there isn't, but I mean, why not call the cops? Why not do something? Is killing them, they don't have a say now, and now it's your word against no one.
it's going to be very interesting to see what they uncover.
Well, that's what we're doing. Like, what happens next right now? Like, Nikita's still in Kansas. He's waiting to be extradited to Wisconsin, right?
Okay. Yeah.
He's currently facing charges of operating a motor vehicle without the owner's consent and theft of movable property. He did appear in a virtual extradition hearing on March the 3rd, and he remains right now in detention in Kansas until Wisconsin officials arrange his return. So there is a hearing scheduled for March 17th just to finalize his extradition, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, the victims' autopsies have been completed, but their confirmed identities, well, now they have been released. So they have the autopsies, they haven't released all of the autopsy information yet. So
Right.
once he's back, Chrissy will probably see more charges, and this case will start unfolding in court.
Okay, and let's be real. There's no way he walks away from this without serious consequences.
Oh, 100%.
That's
100%. Like, I don't know. I'm not an investigator, I'm not a detective, but when things smell fishy,
yeah, they're fishy.
yeah, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck,
It's a duck.
right? But
Yeah,
what do you guys think? What about our viewers? Like, is there a reason behind this crime that we just don't know yet? Do you think he acted alone? Or could there be something bigger happening?
yeah. So I think he acted alone.
Well, yeah, I mean, he left with the dog and the
That's
guns.
what I think.
Yeah, but
S-
we don't know, right?
we
We
don't
don't
know.
know what
Yeah,
drove him to that, right? Maybe not, maybe an
absolutely.
accomplice that helped with, the murders if right now, innocent till proven guilty, but clearly he knew whether he did it or not, he knew that they were gone because he took their car and their licenses and the family dog out of the house and their guns.
Right. Yeah, for
But
sure. Yeah, it's pretty much open and shut. They just need to get the evidence and to prove that.
absolutely.
So, anyways, guys, hit us up in the comments, DM us. Let us know what you think because this case is far from over.
Yeah. It we will keep you guys up to date. We're going to stay on top of this one. But that's a wrap for today's episode of Canada's Blonde Moment. Now, if you love crime stories like this, hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and let us know what cases you want us to cover next. Okay, guys?
Thanks for hanging out with us. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and maybe check in on your perfect attendance friends.
Just in case, right?
Just in case.
See you next time.
Bye.
We are so glad you came. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye. Bye bye.
That was Canada's Blonde Moment, and I am out.